Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're dealing with a lockout on the gun safe because the motherboard here went bad. So I put it back to after getting it open. I put it back together to show you how you change the lock and stuff. Because finally, after 3 weeks, the new locking mechanism with the new motherboard and keypad and all the screws and hardware you'll need, it finally all come in. So first, what you got to do, if you have the LN kind here, you'll pop it up and the power cord is off of it already because it fell apart. But anyway, or it fell off when I was taking this off the first time. So you'll take these two Phillips head screws out. So we'll do that now. So we'll take these two screws out right here, this one and this one. And this is how to replace your keypad and your locking mechanism on this gun safe. And if you're just going to switch how I ended up getting it open since the motherboard was bad, I'll show you. Let me get this back out of the way, set it up here so I can show you before I unhook it. What I did was, this wire runs into the safe. I just took the new motherboard, connected it to this old wire, and put the battery to it and punched my code in, and it allowed it to open. So they told me to go ahead and change the locking mechanism and everything with the new kit. So what you'll do is you'll pop it up a little bit and use your screwdriver and just push on the edge of it, just like that. And you'll take this old piece off and just keep that stretched down like that so it won't fall back in there, especially if you haven't got it open yet. So I'll bring you back in 1 second when we get to the inside. Okay, so what we have to do now is we have to get to the back side of the lock. What you should be able to do is, we'll take these pistols and stuff out so nothing falls and everybody's safe. I'll bring you back in just a second. Let me get these out. So what we'll do now is you'll just grab in your pockets and you'll pick up, bring the bottom out, and slide it down. And we're into the lock. Pause it. Okay, so what we got to do is we got to take these two screws out these two first, and take this relocking plate off, and then we'll do these two screws. So get your screwdriver. And these will be pretty tight. I'll bring you back once I get these screws out. Okay, so you got your screws out. Finish taking this out. And just be prepared because this spring will pop down. So you'll go like this. See how that was wrapped over? Take it like this and off. And then you'll take these screws out right here. You can unplug this just like that. Set this over here out of your way. Bring your relocking pin up and set it on an angle like this. And I'll bring you back when I get to the last screw right here. You'll take these three out. And I thought it was important to note that there is a slot right here. Come in close, Lane. There's a slot right here this wire comes up out of, so it keeps it from pinching it. And when you take it out, your screws will look like this for it. Alright, so then we'll take this piece off. Looks like this. So then, and I forgot to mention, whenever you're doing this, make sure your bolts are out in the lock position, all of them. Alright? So then we'll take this stuff and set it out of our way. And then we'll feed our wire back in, just like that. And I'll bring you back in a second when I get the new switch. Now my kit did come with these extra studs because the older kit does these two holes, but my safe was newer, so it does this way. So what I did is I'll take this, slide it onto there like that, pop the wire down. Then this is for your battery, and this is for your inner plug. I'm going to run this through the hole and fish it into the inside. And if you want to make your life easier, you can unplug it right here. I'll bring you back when I get to the inside. Okay, so you're fishing your wire in from the front, just like that. So you have this like this. And then we'll get the new plate. You'll have to disassemble it because it looks like this. You'll have to disassemble it to be able to put it on. So we'll pop these two screws out of the new plate and then install it. Okay, I just wanted to show you, in your new box you'll come with 2 gold screws and a silver one. So you put your 2 golds in the bottom and your silver one up here in the top, and just make sure it's aligned with everything. And so your plug will come through there, go right there. Let me turn my light on so you can see better. So your plug will come through your hole and come to right there, and it will go like that and snap down. And then you can pull some of your access back in. Okay, just like that. And I'll tighten these 2 bolts up equally to this one. So just bam, bam, bam. Just try to keep it about equal between. And I don't understand really why they didn't have a third one here, or why they used a self-tapper in the relocker plate. That didn't make much sense, but okay. I forgot to mention also, while you're in here, it's a good time to just go ahead and grease your mechanism right there, and right here. May put a little bit of grease on this relocker pin and shoot some grease to where you can get onto your slides. And also what I wanted to point out is, after it plugs in here, it goes around. This is to the bottom. It goes around, comes this way, and back in through the hole. So let me get this piece, the backing plate, and this connected now. Okay, now we'll reinstall our locking plate with the 2 screws. These 2 screws come in the kit too, and I'm not exactly sure, because these was the 2 screws that was in the locking plate originally, but I'll look to see which one I like better first.